Yeah, I was pretty silly. Always getting in trouble in school because I was cutting up and just being dumb. Pretty standard American boy. My dad and I, we were always outside, camping, fishing. Definitely have some rednecks in my family, so I am a redneck probably. You know, I can fix a lot of things. I can drive a big truck, you know. I met my wife, Sarah, junior year of high school. She's my high school sweetheart. We were married at 19. As soon as I graduated high school, I tried a semester of college, but I really had no sense of direction other than I knew I wanted to marry my wife now, and I knew that I needed an income to do that. At that point in time, I was a carpenter full-time, working for my dad. My dad was a carpenter. My mom left my biological father. My dad adopted me when I was like 6 or 7. He wasn't like my stepdad, he was my dad. That was a defining moment. I had a man that came into my life who treated me like I was his son. My father-in-law was a youth pastor. I started making like announcement videos for the youth group. In 2008, I started putting out some emails to local churches saying, hey, like here's some work that I've done. One church in particular offered me an internship. The internship meant that I could take a day of my week and put it towards creating video for a church. So I was definitely taking notes, and I was really digging in there and finding like all this awesome content. Came across NewSpring. There was nobody doing stories the way that NewSpring was doing them. I always want to be putting myself around people who I can learn from. In the mix of all that, I started to get really disgruntled at my current job. It's tough working for family members. There's like this side of my dad that was incredible, but he was also bipolar. When the stresses of work and life would get to him, he would have a really, really bad temper. It was like years and years and years and years of dealing with that. He would just went off on me one day, and that was the last time that I was going to allow it to happen. So I just basically quit and literally walked off the job. Called my wife, said, hey, I need a ride home. You know, I worked there for 9 years. It came to a point where I knew that I had to finally just stop enabling it. For the health of my relationship with my father, I wouldn't be able to continue to work there. She came and picked me up at 7:30 in the morning. I got back home and I sat on my couch in my living room, and it just hit me like, what did I just do? I quit the only job that I know. I quit the only career that I actually know how to do. That following week, I sent out a bunch of emails again, and I had 3 interviews that week. 2 of them film related, 1 of them carpentry related. But I took this job here at the church in Raleigh. I knew that I wanted to pursue a passion that I had, something different. At the end of that 6 months, I saw NewSpring open a position down in South Carolina, and I applied as soon as I saw it, and I got the job. In 2013, my wife and I moved to be a part of what they were doing. NewSpring was more than just a place where I worked. It was like the people there were like my family. From starting off there, very, very much out of my comfort zone. Didn't know anyone there. Didn't really feel like I had the chops to keep up with some of the guys who were there. Over the course of time, as I began to get introduced to new things, I began to like grow and learn as a filmmaker. March of 2017, I get a phone call from my mom. She was frantic. My dad passed away. He had a heart attack. To walk through that was crazy. Like it was just so hard. We were on really good terms. After everything kind of smoothed out, I had a much better relationship with my dad. He was super proud of me, man. I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't for him stepping in and becoming a man in the household that we needed. Treating me like I was a son. He loved me. I had no doubt that he would do anything for me. We waited a long time to have kids. We waited at least, I think it was 10 years before we had our first one. Some things needed to change. Currently, I'm working here in Raleigh as a full-time filmmaker at a company. We're happy to be back home around family. My family is like the most important thing to me. It's more important than film. What's really cool about film is like you're creating from within. It's personal. I want to like leave a legacy for my sons. I want them to be able to see where I was by watching some of my work. I think that'd be really cool for my sons to look back on some of the stuff that I've done, and they can kind of see what my soul was saying at that point in time.